On one episode of this show, Jack Gruber's use of electricity allows him to command Aaron Danzig. Towards the end of its third season, a former member of the Falcone crime family died for a second time, and characters on this show sought the antidote to the Alice Tetch virus. Other characters on this series include Edward Nygma, Ivy Pepper, and the butler Alfred Pennyworth. Ben McKenzie plays police detective James Gordon on, for 10 points, what Fox series named for the city protected by Batman? And the answer is Gotham. In Tintin stories, Sir Francis Haddock commands a ship named for this organism. The throne chair of Denmark was said to be composed of them, and in Neil Gaiman's Stardust, one of these animals fights a lion for a crown. In venture capitalism, this slang term is used for startups worth $1 billion, but Canadian tech firms are also called narwhals. These legendary creatures are sometimes labeled monoceroses, and their bony head projections purportedly had medicinal value. For 10 points, name these one-horned creatures. And the answer is unicorn. This team's 1977 defense, devised by Jerry Glanville, allowed only 129 points in 14 games and was known as the Grits Blitz. When it lost Super Bowl 33, its quarterback was Chris Chandler, and later its 2006 quarterback became embroiled in a dogfighting scandal. This team recently moved into Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and its 2016 roster included Pro Bowlers Alex Mack and Julio Jones. A 25-point lead was blown in Super Bowl 51 by, for 10 points, what team led by Matt Ryan? And the answer is the Atlanta Falcons. Depending on whom you ask, this man is either the oldest of 28 or 47 children. This man was picked 27th overall in the 1986 NBA draft, and after a loss that season to the Celtics, claimed Larry Bird was overrated because he was white. This man was traded to the Bulls during the 1995-1996 season, winning multiple rebounding titles while playing alongside Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. More recently, this man has made headlines for his well-publicized visits to North Korea. For 10 points, name this cross-dressing, strong defensive player, most notable for his time spent with the Chicago Bulls. And the answer is Dennis Rodman. This album makes the claim that being in the back of a French museum still counts in a track titled for that museum. This album was co-written by Jack Antonoff, partially explaining its tone shift. This album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Top 200, 2 places above the peak position of its artist's debut album, Pure Heroin. This album's artist claimed that its title was intended as a callback to Greek performance. This album's first track is named for a street signal and discusses a breakup. Singles released in the lead-up to this album's release include Sober, Liability, and Greenlight. For 10 points, name this album by Lorde. And the answer is Melodrama. The trophy for this event was changed after 1970 and ceased to be named for this event's creator, Jules Rimet. North Korean media claimed Kim Jong-il used an invisible cell phone to achieve a strong showing against Brazil at this event. In 1966, controversy erupted at this event when a Soviet linesman wrongly awarded a goal to host England against West Germany. Against the hosts of the 2014 edition of this tournament, Germany trumped Brazil 7-1. For 10 points, name this quadrennial soccer tournament that was held in Russia in 2018. And the answer is FIFA World Cup. Andy Mooney developed this group in 2000. The company that lends its name to this group describes one of its members as spreading the message, "Explore new worlds." Lily James portrayed a member of this group in a movie, as did Mandy Moore, and 5 members of this group are of royal blood, 2 married into royalty, 1 is a warrior, and 1 is a fairy. The latter was replaced by the first African-American member in 2010. The first Pixar character to be introduced to this group was Merida. For 10 points, name this group featuring Cinderella, Belle, and other fictional female protagonists from the title company. And the answer is Disney Princesses. This player threw 2 touchdowns in a playoff game victory that ended with a Kyle Williams fumble. Asante Samuel nearly intercepted a pass that was thrown by this player intended for David Tyree during the Super Bowl. Later in that drive, this man completed a touchdown pass to Plaxico Burress. In one game against the Dallas Cowboys, this man threw a touchdown pass that was caught one-handed by Odell Beckham Jr. For 10 points, name this New York Giants quarterback who won both Super Bowl 42 and 46. And the answer is Eli Manning. This movie features a character whose father made his fortune from the invention of toaster strudel. This film is based on a book by Rosalind Wiseman, Queen Bees and the Wannabes, and was produced by Tina Fey, who also appears in it as a math teacher and purported drug pusher. That allegation appears in Regina George's Burn book in this film. For 10 points, name this 2004 film starring Lindsay Lohan, in which the limit does not exist and fetch isn't going to happen. And the answer is Mean Girls. The members of this musical group began their musical careers alongside Laurent Bronkovitz, forming the group Darlin in 1992. In a track on their most recent album, a man being interviewed informs the listener that Everybody Calls Me, the name of that track. This group composed the music for Tron Legacy and has not gone on tour since 2007. For 10 points, name this French house music duo that released the album Discovery and, along with Pharrell Williams, are up all night to get lucky. And the answer is Daft Punk.